If you want to watch the two teams play, we get a vault hard point for map number 1, and that is where we saw a 50 bomb get dropped, and that was for the L. So if you can get the level of slaying output from the Falcons that they had just a week ago, and maybe play the map a little bit better, you might actually see a victory. But hey, anytime there's a 50 bomb watch, I'm here for it.
Yeah, the 52, the current record in the CDL world. That's right, the EKA must have been high 80s for that one as well. Exited the man of the moment. We'll see if he can bring it again. Not an easy thing to do, especially on a map like Vault, especially against players like Optic. How much have they learned though, Chance? We've seen the Human and Wixel now spending a little bit more time with the roster. It should come out a little hotter, a little stronger, a little tighter. Here we go, folks. Map number 1.
And, you know, you talk about adjustments as well of like what exactly we're going to see. It's going to be fun for both of the teams because the Falcons' goal is to like just get better effectiveness out of your kills. And then from Optic, it's like adjusting to the Falcons' play style. Like Kenny talked about it. It is, hey, the timing's going to be weird. They're playing at a faster pace at different times, playing at a slower pace different times. And by the looks of it, Optic have adjusted to it. They got the absolute blender set up on the map for the moment. A clean P1 hold so far.
So far, so good. Luke's doing what he can. Hardpoint now gets bust wide open. Vegas Falcons are in. No one watches the side door, though. Kenny bangs his way through. Can't get anywhere out this life. Kenny! Whoa! Kenny Williams! What a turn.
Loves to do it. That's what he has, the jackal in hand. Kenny, Mr. Do-It-All, has been for a long time. And again, Optic, I mean, they started on the, quote, wrong side of the map. They flipped the spawns, kept everything under control. Shotzzy starts off 6-0, and his teammates get to happily collect that hill time. And funnily enough, Hook actually leaves the back spawn open and has the awareness to catch a player. So Optic are heads up about everything, and Shotzzy still can't be stopped.
Enjoying these routes Shotzzy's taking. This is a lovely bit of in and out engagement while his teammates are in the hill. This is a perfect example, folks, of how hard it is to deal with a player like this. This is an 8 spree. It could have been 9. His teammates now with pressure on the hardpoint. Dashi and Hook, they're doing a great job there. Kenny on the back line there cleans house. That is perfect, calm, smooth gameplay out of Optic Texas.
Yeah, I love the looks from Shotzzy as well, right? He's like hunting the kills down. He doesn't care if he gets traded. He knows he needs to get involved on the pinch. So you don't exactly have to play for a nuke in this lobby. You play for a dominant win and more things going right from Optic. Heads up about the spawns. There's one from Kenny. Snaps on the second. He knows where they're coming from and knows how many there are going to be. Optic, they're looking perfect so far on Vault.
Perfect, absolutely perfect. The map awareness right now from the Optic boys is outstanding. The gunny doesn't even have to be that hot. They have got full control right now. Hook puts Exnid down, who is not having the same level of production as the miner. What a moment for the Optic boys now, as they've got themselves P3 chance, full control. Shotzzy's going to open up this side of the map for now, and there you go. We're in. Vegas Falcons back alive.
First time in 2 minutes they've been able to set up the map in their way, but a great setup for Falcons too. Got mid-map under control. Exnid has already swung out in position to cover the hallway, and he's catching players as well. So everybody right now exactly where you need to be, but a delicate moment as well. Can't afford to give up these spawns. Make sure Optic doesn't do anything a little bit slippy. So the map is dangerous, but Falcons, they still have the setup for new. They might trade away the final 10 to make it happen.
Big looks again from the Falcons. We've seen them go from a team that only ran 1 submachine gun to a team that seems to be running 4 right now. So again, different looks, different lives, and right now they're doing the very best they possibly can to hold on. Dahoom in the hard point alone gets taken down by Hoog. Now you've got a full break there. Optic in full control, and once again that front line pushed far forward. Kenny number 1 there on the minimap. 10-8 so far, keeping the bottom side of the map safe.
Yeah, and if you were looking for your momentum of the game, it was it right there. Falcons opportunity. Money Hill were rotating to you. Got the full setup. Trade away from scrap time. Optic break it down instantly, and well, now it's their playground where they get the setup on a P4. That is a Money Hill, and traditionally a little bit easier to hold. Dashi dealing with 2 on the outside. One right now from Falcons able to pierce the setup until Exnid does it himself. They break it down exactly when they need to.
You get 3 dead. The bad news, though, the last player up is Hook, and he's fighting for it. Above the hardpoint right now, still trying to keep the pressure. Trades back and forth. When will Kyler Garland send it? Here he goes. Finds one from the hip. Back into the point. Next 10 seconds going to be his. Teammate spawning on this side of the map. But no drama. First set of hardpoints complete. Optic Texas, a commanding lead.
And digging the plays from Hook too. Little bailout moments. Things get, you know, they sour a little bit. You ripen him back up. He even has the hand cannon on, which frankly, I I'd like to see him pull it out. That'd be fun. Let the hate flow through you.
It was rated way back in BO4. I think it wasn't a gridlock. He pulled off the perfect 6, no misses. We ain't missing either, chat. We're going for a listening right now with Optic Texas.
Are you actually one shot? Are you absolute close? Close one shot. One shot to cat. Close. Here you want to be. You right there. Close. Open. With the end. Stop cat. Stop cat. Stay close. Let me lobby or something, bro. Shut. Be like kills. Lobby. Put your lobby. Lobby. Stop cat at me, bro. I don't see shit cat. I want to take it. What are you? Dump stuff to me. One guy should be new. Then back. I'm missing two. Don't worry, Emma, guys. He's dead. Out of pump. What's this? Out of pump. You're lying. Here we go. One shot back to. Alright, one's cat late. X's cat late. Cat. What's it doing? Dead. One time. There's one inside the rest. Yo, one's in the back. Roxas. I look at you down. Shooting back. Tom Callan. I have to time to count that bill. We're back there. Tom, one dead. Nice. Sure. One shot. It's done. On the truck. X need absolute. Just spawn in the back. You can take it down. I got time. I'll kill this front, left side. I left. More in the back, one shot. Go short, he was short. Underneath you. You went already. Hey, look at it. Absolute look at it. Wait, let him again. I spawn out. This one back. In the back. One's pull. In the back. I'm looking at pull. Pull. In the back, dude. Nice job, bro. I'm grabbing this time. I'm staying out. I'm staying in the back. Be short. I'm just staying out. Another one in the back. I'm playing safe new, yeah. I have your short, by the way. One left street. I have it. Two go left street, two of them. I have it. Let the left yet. One middle. Left exit. Absolute Ivy, bro. Ivy with one shot. For you, Ant. To you. One to the middle. He's gonna be over you.
It is an absolute masterclass from Hook. 24 and 6 over a minute of hardpoint time. Great comms, lovely patience. He simply does it all.
Repeated 5 sprees in the SMGs right now from Optic. I mean, it doesn't really get better than this. 17 and 8 for Shotzzy, 24 and 6 from Hoop. I mean, you get a guy with a 4 KD. Things are obviously going to be going right. I think Optic have sort of handled the sort of mixiness that the Falcons can bring to the table. They sort of figured them out just a little bit, at least on this map.
Yeah, the team, the Vegas Falcons team, it can be a real whirlwind. It can be a real lightning storm. But right now, Optic Texas have put that lightning into a bottle, and they can do with it as they please right now. Hook, another 5 spree. Can't get the 6th. We're going back over towards the hard point now. Dashi lining up for the attack. Wixel, pressure now through the middle. Trades are there. And the pinch is done. Roxas gets involved. But again, 15 seconds to go on this point. It's not so much about P3 as it is about the next.
Well, yeah, and 2 players from Optic spawning out as well. So if we're worried about the next, Falcons actually potentially in full control. But Dashi wins a big one over by Art. And the 2 players that spawn on the left side of the map from Optic bail you out into whom left by himself, looking to make the high impact play.
Oh, he's on. Got whom hold it together. Good shots there on the Dashi. Second man in. The pinch is now there from Shotzzy on the front side. Roxas picks up that, so now you've got it. Great work. Vegas Falcons cross the 100 point mark. They're 90 points away. They've got to string together some sensational hard points, but a little bit of momentum can start working out. You've slowed down Hook. 28 and 9. Sounds weird, but it's true.
You'll take it, but to whom again? Little bailout play. You love to see it. One player slipped the net, though, from Optic. Got to the back line. That's Kenny and Falcons. Well, 24 seconds left on the time. You certainly want to hold it, but you leave a spawn open. Now things are looking chaotic, but Exnid, this is the player that can handle the chaos. He's up top, and now things are going to get much easier for him. Beautiful sequence on the P4. Falcons, they certainly have some fight in them.
Back over to P1, and here's the fight. Exnid brings down Shotzzy, control of the map, and I think he saw that play out on the cross as well. This man is moving. Anyone who's watched his personal stream knows he puts up the numbers, and what a unique aim. That right stick moving and grooving. Over to the Hoom once again, patrolling the halls. He's lost Hoom. Can he catch him? He can. Falcon still in control, and the shots from the Hoom, not enough. Kenny, he's now making the approach towards the hard point. The Chance Optic are on for a break.
Yeah, it's getting crazy as well. I mean, final 40 seconds. Kills being picked up on the left side of the map at Optic. I mean, they're here. They're watching it. Hoop, he's got it covered. Trade's going out in towards P1. Mixy moment by the Pillars, and Falcons come out on top. And, I mean, that's good for the short term. Long term is they're losing bodies. Shotzzy and Kenny give you extra kills. Optic still spawning out over towards P2. And thank God Optic have the spawns, because the kills for Falcons, I mean, they started to find them.
They're finding them every time. The Who on the front now picks up Kenny as well. My goodness, he's cooking. 2 hard points open, though. That's where you've got Optic Texas making the move. Rotation's not set. Roxas and Exit, they're now inside. Can they clear out the back as well? You've got an opportunity here to hold this one. Kenny now trying to get the approach. He does find one on the back. Still over to Exnid, finding his kills. Inside the hard point. Dashi now trying to make the break, and he does. Optic with an opportunity to hold.
So patient, but you're not going to read this. Free kill here for Dahum. He's got himself towards time, reads the front pressure, traded. Optic stabilized, desperate right now just to fight and stay alive. On the kills department, Falcons have flipped this switch, and Kenny might have flipped it right back. 2 in the feed in a moment to breathe from Optic. 30 seconds on the hill to go.
Not letting anyone get through. Now Shotzi causing problems. Looking towards the new hard points as well. He is everywhere. He is everything. And right now, he's stopping any progression from the Falcons. New hard points on its way. Kenny moving over. Falcons in position for this one as well. They want the early rotation. They need the time.
I was about to say, those have been nice shots if he collects that kill, but the concussion there to shut him down. So Falcons, they get the setup, and they're winning the gunfights around. You prevent Dashi from getting in a power position. You're happy for it. Exnid does his job. You at least have the information on Hook trying to cross out through P4. And in the meantime, Hook finds the route while Hook is a distraction. Shotzi gets a man out of time. And things right now for Falcons are super chaotic.
Hook is still a distraction. Exnid on the turn. Nice work. A war of one front now. As you make the play, Falcons try to get back in the point, or at the very least keep Optic out of it. Dash over by Palms. That's going to be a problem. One of the straightest shooters we've ever seen. Finding a couple more alongside Hook. Streaks now from Dahum. Oh, will it connect at the very least? Again, keeping the point clear. It's 2 for Dahum, and you've got a hard point again.
I mean, look, they're just keeping the pressure up. 14 seconds to go, though, and Optic should clear it out. And more important for them, they spawn 3 players for Falcons out on the right side of the map. So even if it is forced to new time, Optic Texas should have control of the map. Those kills from Kenny right there, more or less, are going to seal the deal.
Yeah, Dahum finding himself a couple of kills, keeping the boys off it for now, but it's going to be a matter of seconds. New rotation done. Optic Texas, you are in, and the setups were just too good. Kudos to the Falcons on the bite back, but Optic too tough to handle there in map 1.
And overall, a more normal game there coming in from Optic. So you prevent the 50 bomb pressure, you figure things out just a little bit, and you make sure you keep it stable, or stable for you, chaotic for the enemy. A lot of good lukes coming in from Hook, especially multiple 5 sprees, but even towards the end where he gets through P4, he's distracting these players, forcing Falcons to have to calm like crazy and pick up all the tiny little things, but it's difficult to do, and that's going to open up things like Shotzi to find little routes through secret. So Optic certainly just in their bag off the back of Hook.
The back of Hook, 39 and 18, 29 untraded, and just over 4k damage. That is ideal from Hook. Exactly what you want to see. A team starting to make the moves come together. Of course, Hook's only been in the roster now, a chance for a couple of months at best. So this is a really nice look for Optic. Again, a team that was already so sound. Hook's 14 objective kills as well, folks. Kyler Garland having himself a map. 1-0 lead here for Optic Texas against their old pals, the Vegas Falcons, one of the other green teams in the league. And moments like that from Hook, huge rotation kills, huge flanks. Man did it all.
Yeah, and of course, on the flip side for Falcons, like, maybe did a better job of sort of creating opportunities and getting control of the game. Those P4 rotations, they get the kills, they get the setups, but it's moments like that at this level, you just have to capitalize on, because you know the other teams will. And I think for Falcons, I mean, expected, again, very fresh team, 2 new players on the roster. These things are going to happen, but that's where you look to sort of turn things around. Maybe for some degree of positivity. Dahum might have had a slow start. Dude bounced right back, got a cruise missile, got in the mix, locked down a P4, and found some high impact plays. So the young guns, well, they came to play.
He also had a moment towards the very last P3 in the map where he was basically keeping like 2 members of Optic at bay to keep them out of time. They were still able to win it. There was 13 seconds on the clock remaining. They were sitting at 240. He was really making those moves, just proving to be a very difficult, player to deal with. Nice movement, good shots, everything sort of coming together at the end. But again, look at that slow start from them, flatlining right out of the gate. 2 seconds on P1 into nothing out of P2. A huge hold from the Optic boys, and they just sort of cruised that one. Nice comeback there in the second set of hard points there for the Falcons boys, but again, too little too late. We'll see if that hot hand continues going into the search and destroy. Chance of Stainer on vault. Hacienda for that game of control. It should be a lot of fun, and we get to Skyline. By the time we get to Skyline, these players are going to be so warm and so ready to rock. That is going to be an absolute treat. But first and foremost, Vault S&D, how are we feeling about this one, mate?
It depends on the perspective you're looking for. I think Optic's certainly going to be happy to play on it. Very standard map. It's sort of a cookie cutter in the way that plays out. And honestly, they might be looking at it as an opportunity to show more B hits on offense, try to get different sort of setups and different looks, because Falcons will absolutely fight in S&D. Been their best game mode we've seen from those guys overall. So you know they're going to be able to sort of bring their A game to the table. But I'm looking for a degree of creativity. See like how far you can sort of pressure up on the map and like how creative you can get, just as a test to see what works. So well, it's going to be a good time. Always a good fight with the Vegas Falcon boys, but I know Optic are going to be sort of hungry for the moment.
I think this map especially, we've already touted the A-bomb site as, you know, the go-to hit. The B-bomb site, a little bit more difficult to retake, so many more angles there. This isn't quite like, you know, Checkmate in Cold War, where no one planted the A-bomb site, the one on the far right-hand side by green. No one touched that. It's not going to be the same sort of case. But we'll be talking about Dashi now, folks, when it comes to search and destroy. He has been the heaviest hitter, I think, in the league thus far in BO6 charts.
His KD has been outstanding. He's fallen off to a 1.38. He was sitting at like a 1.9, 2.0 for quite some time. So things are looking a bit more normal. Obviously, the clutch is on point as well, leading the league again this year. He's topping that category. And I mean, it's not just for the performances in the CDL. S&D8s have been a lot of fun to watch. Kason throws a tournament. That was a ton of fun to watch. And Dashy's throwing up ridiculous 1v2s and 1v3s in there as well. So he is certainly enjoying him Call of Duty this year. It's been a great time.
Yeah, those 7 ping kills, those are the cleanest kills I think I've ever seen in COD. 6 or 7 ping, my guy was putting them through it. Really, really impressive stuff. Pixel perfect gameplay, boys and girls. You'll be seeing a little bit more of that in the upcoming S&D. Again, for the Optic boys, strong looks. We're going to be seeing them flex the playbook a little bit, start to get a little bit more creative here on Vault. We've seen many, many times from them already this season. A-bomb, obviously, a submachine gun player's dream. Over by B, though, that's where we're going to see Kenny and Dashi, and of course, Hook on the flex there, having a little bit more fun with those long-range rifles. Let's get into it in a moment, folks. Chance, any sort of wild calls here? I mean, Falcons, we've seen them get map wins on this mode as well. Can we see them get a big one against the Optic boys?
Best potential for them to do so without question, but I'll go with 6-3 Optic win. Like, there's going to be some fight, but I think they're looking very controlled. And another sort of theme for the Falcons is going to be teams' first experience playing against them versus their second. I genuinely think will be a factor, certainly more so for the respawns, but like, you got to get a feel for the new style. It is something that has been thematic throughout Call of Duty history. When you're playing against Australians for the first time at COD Champs, those dudes were playing S&D differently back in the day, and it could catch you off guard. Different regions have these different flavors. In Vegas, well, I say Vegas, teams from Saudi, they're bringing a different flavor to the game, and I'm gonna have to adjust map 1, slammed them on the vault. I think you try to adjust for the S&D as well. So I don't know. I just want to be hit, frankly, for me. Don't care. That's all I care about, Miles.
It's a good chance we get it. There's a very good chance that the man on screen there might be the one to run that bomb down over towards that B side of the map. Any one of the players who typically runs the bomb there for the Optic lads. We'll see if he does that at this moment in time. No, it's going over to Mr. Hook. Will he deliver the goods? A looks to be the target. And an explosive opener, but nobody's home just yet. Oh, wait a minute. Exnid somehow picks out Shotzzy first blood.
First blood, you'll take that. Bomb is going to go down, so Optic get to test their holds. Vegas Falcons get to test their retakes, and well, Dashy's got the hallway. Kenny wins a massive one-on-one gunfight, cross map as well. So the odds have been exchanged, and Dashy gives you the advantage. Not a lot of teamwork rolling through just yet.
Perfect reach out. Oh, and Dahum sends it. A little bit of damage in there from Dashi, but now you've got another player to contend with. 20-odd seconds remaining here, and the Falcons are starting to take flight. They line up in the middle. No, the timing not ideal there. Kenny gives it up for a second. Oh, Hook on the wrap. We might be seeing some shenanigans here. Onto the bomb. Dahum with the quick coverage. He's got to cover a lot, and I don't know if it's going to work out. Optic Texas down a man in the round.
Instant 3v4, and one of those moments for Kenny where he just catches a pick on the opposite side of the map, and that was a long-range gunfight that came through. So that's one Vegas Falcons player down. Then Dashi isolates another play in the hallway, wins a difficult gunfight, and the trades just take too much time. So especially, I mean, that's the name of the game. You get the man advantage. You gotta get the trades. ISO chows are only good when you win them.
Wise words. Round 2 on its way. Falcons attack. Falcon go. Falcon punch. Falcon plan. Falcon swipe. Xnid. Ooh, stuns up Dashy. So now you're going to be on a bit of a wrap. Plenty of space here, but perfect check there from Shots. He cracks the door, checks left, slides right. Easy kill, first blood.
And a much different mini-map as well. It's man advantage from Optic, and they have control of everything. Kenny backing players down. The bomb is yet to move itself out of spawn, and Dahoom trying to make plays with it, but now Kenny's in a god spot. He can see the push coming, can't deal with that. Vegas Falcons want to reposition, work towards the A site, and that means you're dealing with Shotzi. That means you're dealing with Hook and how good their coordination could be. Good luck on this one. As soon as Shotzi get this intel, Hook's gonna pounce.
Yep, they've seen him. Waiting for it. Here comes Hook. There's number one. Oh, we're going for the AR, but he doesn't realize that player's still behind him in corridor. Dahoom has pumped the brakes somewhat. Roxas with a tag. Roxas with a kill on a Shotzzy out of seemingly nowhere. So 25 seconds to party. Kenny turns it into a 1v2. Who can Dashy take down Dahoom?
Ooh, he's going for the A side as well as the Jackal, so maybe he wants to keep things up close, but just gets caught. Yeah, Optic Texas not going to let that one slip through, and maybe I want to change my 6-3 prediction there, Miles. Maybe a little bit more dominant from Optic, because this has been clean and efficient. The setup on point, I mean, you get that first blood from Shotzi, they get all the map control, and then no mistakes made. Hook plays a corner in the middle of the map. Shotzi roaming the top hall, no one over Chals, no one over commit. Shotzi gets the info and sends Hook in for free kills. Textbook Call of Duty being played by Optic Texas.
I will say, no, you don't get to change your pick. Like Ali tried to do it before during the break in the earlier match. Like, I'm going to have to change. No, you don't get to change those picks. They do not get changed. All bets are off, folks. 2-0 lead here for Optic Texas. And Hook might have eaten the nade that time. Yeah, takes the damage. Is this necessarily enough to get the Falcons in towards the bomb site? Not so much. They're hitting the pool, and they are not there for a chill time. They are there for the retake.
And now Hook just gets to play the bomb, though, and look forward. And Dashy also gets to play his life around the hallway. So they're funneling them through over towards the pool side of the map. So a good setup from Optic, but Dashy loses the first gunfight. So Falcons again with man advantage.
Here we go. 25. Shots at one end of the vault, Hook at the other. Kenny now making his long wrap. He's about to pick up a couple here. Eyes on Dahoom. Eyes on Roxas downstairs. Now Kenny not going to overbite this one. Hook loses his gunfight to Wixel. Sends it on the inside of the site. Kenny on the late wrap. Oh, what a win from Xnid. This could be the round. Do they get on the bomb? Oh, it might be 0.1 of a second. I think they got it.
They got it. You were exactly right. It was 0.1 or yeah, 0.3 on the clock. That was so close. And that could have been another man advantage situation. Falcons do not clutch, but they got the job done. And that just comes down to the 1v1 gunfights being won. You don't want to have to take the ISO gunfights, but if you don't give yourself time to work with, you gotta win them. And both Wixel and Xnid deliver. If I'm honest, that's one of those moments where Kenny in the comms goes, God, what are they doing? They're going so slow. But it works out when you're dialed in like that.
Woo-hoo-hoo. Wixel just took a really good, deep exhale. For a moment like that, 2-1. Do you want to change your pick again, mate?
I'll stop flip-flopping. I apologize. I'll stand on business.
Stand on business. Xnid download by the bomb site. Wixel way out. I think he got spotted there by Kenny.
Oh, yes, he did.
Nice nade. The kill team being sent in to take care of him, but it's Shotzzy down low. Might get caught out here from some awkward timing. And Wixel, his life is not long in this round. Easy pickups there. 2v2, 30 seconds.
Yeah, that's a moment where instincts need to take over. There was 2 players behind Wixel, and he gets caught. But also for Optic, not a lot of time to work with. Hook's cleared out one section of the map. You got to converge on site. And in the meantime, the Falcons players making moves. You got to go, gentlemen. Find these 2 kills down low. Exit a corner. Wins the gunfight. Both the Falcons player win their ones. A little pop-off and excitement. That was a well-executed round.
I saw a chef's kiss and everything, man. This is amazing. I love it, this. Xnid's nice work here from that tight corner. The setup was on. We saw, Dahoom was doing laps, and Shotzzy was half a step behind seeing him in nearly every engagement there. The equalizer found there by the Vegas Falcons. How far can this momentum take them?
We'll see. Hey, they've been getting the man advantages too as well on the defensive end, even with the bomb plants going down. So believe in their ability, at least to find these first bloods. Optic, another standard push, attacking the A site, going through the hallways. Kenny left over towards gold to watch B Street. Dashy to protect the pool. And to whom down low, it is an SMG square up there getting active.
Oh, it's active indeed. And to whom, able to hit the first kill and get away with his life. Nice work on the left stick. Kenny is going to run into Roxas. Runs into nothing but trouble. 2 clean kills here for the Falcons.
Take the door into death. And they know they have the bomb down as well. Shotzi gets caught. Roxas out here making plays. It is Dashy though, but in an impossible situation with bomb down as well.
Good.
Can't count him out. Just let him get to work.
Good. This only makes it more exciting. 35 seconds. Here comes the attack. And he was feeling it. Wixel finding the last kill there. Falcons a perfect round.
Bringing the energy too. I see Roxas in the comms after the end, popping off, getting hype, and maybe making another play call because it was Roxas with the reads in that round. Win on Kenny was huge. Picks up Shotzi as well, so taking care of business and much more effective now with the man advantages. Maybe Falcons sort of finding their flow just a little bit. Certainly playing with some confidence.
Yeah, I'll
Chef's kiss. Yeah, you were not kidding. Wow.
He loves it, bro. Wixel's, I'm on 2 in 2 rounds now. Cooking up. Something special here with a lead now for the Vegas Falcons. We'll see if Optic here on defense can find any speed or surprise to catch the Falcons unaware. But right now, it looks to be good. Exnid on the approach. That's Dahum over his shoulder. Another first blood.
Please go plant the bomb. Please go plant the bomb. Your teammates got an art. Move over towards that B site. Someone watch Secret. Number 5 just running past. But they get the bomb down. It took them a little bit to sort of get the situation, but now the situation is made of gold. This is the best situation you could ever be on in an attacking round.
And the frag grenade explodes, takes care of the car, doesn't take care of any players. Chassis now. What will you do on the retake here, brother? 30 seconds, we're in the red. Kenny
There's
down.
nothing you can do.
There's nothing. Kenny down. At great range, you pass the information over to Dashy. Can he find any kills up close? No, he cannot. Dahum with another clean one. Shotzi now forward, and another sensational round from the Vegas Falcons.
I'd again talk about the play call. I have no idea who's making it, but either Wixel or Roxas was the ones being motor mouse at the start of the round, and they found the B hit that I was looking for. Perfectly played, hunted Hook down, got everybody into position through art, pushing players past, and even Roxas being cheeky. He's overplaying gold. He leaves the top door closed. Shotzi clears it out, and he ends up behind enemy line, so might not have been the most impactful kill, but ideas being thrown out left and right. Maybe shout out Clay.
Maybe. Him and Lou putting in the work, clearly. Oh, 4-2. It's been 4 straight rounds so far for the Vegas Falcons, and they've just caught wind of another player. And now, Dahum on a 4 spree. Red dots all over the place, and they're running in tandem together. A fast plant here by A, but wait a minute. Oh, Kenny, what a win. Bomb site now for Optic players. Yep. Dashy on the back line. Catches out Exnid. Massive advantage for Optic.
Supine players are impossible to spot. And by the time you kill Dashy, well, 30 seconds left to go. And Wixel and Roxas need to pull off something crazy. Well, Roxas gives you a 2v2 and Wixel gets away. Problem is, they're still running out of time.
Wixel banged that door with a knife. Roxas down and out. 1v2. Less than 20 seconds to go. Wixel might be able to get at least 1 here off the bomb, but good luck finding shots. He was on his tail quick. Hook seals the deal. Optic finally stop that bleeding.
Yeah, and you see the adjustment being made from Optic as well. It's typically been Kenny playing out towards goal. This time it's Dashy being responsible for the long line of sight. And how does Kenny want to play it? Does he play it like Dashy does by pool? Not at all. Pulls out the Jackal, gets in the mix with the boys as well. So Optic, again, on the creative front, they've shown a few different ideas with the A hits. They've been consistent on the bomb site, but they've done something different every time. So always fun to figure out what works and what doesn't. See how many tricks you can sort of add to the pile or little tweaks to any given setups. Still though, it's Vegas. Bomb in hand, man advantage, or excuse me, round advantage as well. Man advantage goes to Dashy.
Not anymore, right? There you go, Optic. First blood. Chelsea waiting for the call from the boys. That nade is perfect. Oh, RC car eliminated. Hook from deep spawn now is going to have to make the run up towards his boys. Optic have done a lovely job here on defense, maintaining map. Vegas have got nothing to really work with.
need some timing to go their way, and it absolutely does. Dashy just caught in between mid and in between Hall, and got a 3v3.
He's
and
coming.
Plenty of time to work with. Just no space on the map.
Shots, he's coming. Here he is. He's just slowly making his way down the stairs, and that's the problem. A nearly unreadable position. Talk about off angles, and then that. Obtuse, if you ask me. Man advantage still Optic.
A great player came onto whom as well. Just the sat back of like, why is he doing that, brother? Like, okay.
Oh, Rox is caught out. 1v2, last man. Wixel finds himself in this situation once again. And this is for the equalizer for Optic.
Able to get the bomb down, but with an AR in hands, it's going to be tough.
That certainly helps. Gets himself. Oh no, the sub. Kenny there with a perfect angle from top pool, just gets enough damage and a shoulder thrown, a shoulder that was his demise. Optic Texas tied up 4-4. What a search we've got here.
Yeah, just another clinical round towards the end. Shout out to Dashy for giving me the first blood. And even though he does get picked and there's no immediate trade, Shotzi still in good position and keeps that man advantage flowing and perfectly played it towards the end as well. So Optic on point, and I'm still waiting for the B hit from them. Maybe they'll just have another idea for the A site, or if Optic are just sort of churning through every single thing they can do. Kenny or Dashy, who's playing out towards gold? It's actually Kenny with the bomb in hand, so more similar to what we saw the round before. Shotzi through the middle of the map.
Pass it towards B. A little bit of love towards A. Again, once you have the down low covered here on Vault, you've got the choice between both bomb sites at great pace. Vegas Falcons are going to let this plant go down, and it's going to be a 4v4 retake, lads. Good luck, have fun. One angle for Mook.
That's a lot of time spent before you start making moves. To whom, though, doesn't give you the first blood. So another main advantage retake with not a lot of time on the clock. Vegas, they live for the chaos.
They certainly do. And here comes Chaos, and his name is To Whom. 3. Oh, lordy. Wally, they're on the bomb and they're on the defuse. Can Shotzi do something unbelievable? There's the first. Oh, my word. 10 seconds. Map point, Vegas Falcons.
And Dr. DeHoom out here in the mix. Good Lord. And like, that was an ISO play too. He was the only guy working the flank, finds a pick, goes back through the middle of the map, and just gives you two. So Falcons, I mean, maybe the individual prowess is going to be the difference maker for that pop-off potential. Every round they are in seems to be just so intense, but these guys live for it. They deliver.
Dr. DeHoom sweeps in for the 3. It would have been a fantastic 4 indeed, but he wasn't necessarily there for it. They hopped the defuse as well. Everything working out there for the Falcons. What a retake, folks. They let that bomb site go early, and they made Optic pay. Map point, an attacking round for them. Can they close it out?
I mean, possibly, man. These guys are playing with passion as well. They're trying to bring the heat, bringing the car explosions, and Wixel, well, he's not going to bring anything with his life. He's going to fall, and if you're Falcons, maybe an opportunity to hunt someone else on the other side of the map. There goes Dashy, and you can get this bomb down, so you lose the first blood battle. But unfortunately, no one's here to help their boy on site, so Exnid almost assuredly going to die, or World Star Shotzi.
World Star Shotzi, unbelievable, 2v2. Hook now dancing. The battle down low by the bomb site could get very explosive. Roxas with the win! And that is the Falcons. They bring down Optic in the search and destroy. They start the series 1-1, and what a pop-off.
How about that, dude? The passion flowing, the play calls on point, and these guys are getting active on the map. Difficult to play against, and Optic do just look a little bit stunned. Have to figure out how they just got taken a task on Vault, because things were looking good for a minute, but a collapse towards the end. We have ourselves a tied up series. Even battle so far in the CDL.
Yeah, don't worry about those stats, folks. That does not reflect anything that happened in this game of 10 minutes of exciting Call of Duty. 6-4, you weren't too far off the scoreline there, brother. And now for something completely different, folks. Hacienda Control, a map and mode that gets religiously vetoed in ranked play. Let's see if it happens here today. Well, this is going to be interesting. Again, I don't think we've had a tremendous amount of success when it comes to the Falcons' chance on the map and mode, but hey, we all get to see something new today, folks.
And the fact that it's Hacienda is going to be interesting because you have a lot of opportunities to create a bunch of different looks. So I think this might be two teams bringing in very different ideas. It's just going to be a battle to see what works.
Spicy series, boys and girls. I'm going to have to get myself a glass of milk while the desk breaks for this one down.
The guns are hot in Vegas. Well done, Falcons, as they tie up the score 1-1. But we're going to start all the way back at the beginning of this series. And name was, I wanted to get your thought. When you saw this matchup on paper, you're like, oh, we just saw this a week ago in the minor. How did you see this playing out?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I thought the map one could be close again because of just how hot the guns started on the side of Vegas Falcons in the last series that they played. And in this one, obviously, Optic get away with it, but you saw Dahum so much more comfortable throughout this one. Map number one puts up a ton of damage. And then in that search and destroy, which I can't wait to get to, they look damn good.
Let's take a look at some of the highlights from this series. And Allie, you were saying it in the green room. The intensity is there for the Falcons. You can see it in their cameras. How was Optic playing in game one?
Optic was playing great in game number one, and what I was so impressed with on game one was the fact that it was the hoop show, and that's what we saw versus Carolina as well. When they took that map number one off of them during the minor, it's because Hoop was just having his way in the respawn. Unfortunately, that did not translate over to search and destroy, but for the sake of hardpoint and Optic Texas fans, this is looking really good for your SMG duo.
And I think he was watching the pre-show. He heard your comment about Pred being that guy who could take over. It's like, watch this, hold my beer.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, Hoop gets going. He was going nuts. I mean, I think he was like plus 28, 34 and 15. The guy was going insane. And you could tell Optic put more priority on the P2s. That was what cost them last time they played Falcons on this map. Was like just Falcons were very good at setting up on P2, which ultimately in the end, like Falcons could have come back if they were able to break, but Optic just so much more priority there. They're able to take it. But yes, if Hook's putting up performances like that, then they can be the Optic that we know in Hardpoint from last year that won a world chip.
There's the new faces, Dahum and Wixel for the Falcons, and you saw it towards the end there. Dahum pulls out the cruise. The man earns himself a streak, so the gunny starts to heat up. What happens in game number two, Alley Cat?
Well, game number two, it was the Dahum show, right? I mean, 11 non-traded kills across the board and 3 floods. And what's so important about that is in map number two, when you talk about search and destroy and Optic Texas, they need those opening duels. That is where they find 90% of their success. They're one of the best converting teams if they do get that first blood. And Falcons clearly did their VOD review and went up against that.
And we have a 2-0 start for Optic, and it's 4 straight rounds from Falcons. How do they battle back?
Yeah, I mean, dude, truly, like, awesome gameplay from them. Great adjustment to the surge play. This is the first time we've seen them play Vault. We saw some rounds on offense that, you know, they get the bomb down at B. And, you know, Rox is sitting in the building, and me and Joe were looking at him, we're like, dude, he's not really doing much right now. But honestly, it's not a bad play because you know Shotzi's going to be trying to make a play in your base. So just like playing patient and like not getting picked, one thing is huge. And then they had some awesome retakes. Like late in this game, like they get bombed, or Optic gets bombed down low, and then Falcons just kind of just all pinched from different directions and find their kills playing off each other. Just something that they weren't doing. And then the ability to just actually close out a game when we get into these final rounds, like take your time and let Optic make the mistake. It's what we've been waiting for from Falcons.
I think you've made a really good point there about the fact that their patience, I think, has been kind of setting them apart in these search and destroys, where usually we're watching people second guess themselves, constantly on the move, constantly watching different angles, where Falcons, they'll just kind of sit back and hold an angle for a hot minute and try to play the timing, and they did that incredibly well in the map number two.
You know what this means to the Falcons? They've been watching North American COD. They've played in Challengers. Now they get their chance to play the most popular team, and they get a map win in Search. Looking forward, can they take a control hardpoint or eventually game 5?
We've seen them come close, but it's about how they finish, man.
Nameless?
I mean, we've seen their skyline come down to early on. Remember, it was a map that they kept on playing. This is a new roster, and I'll harp on the point once again. Dahum looks way more comfortable in this series. So if you start getting some big moments from Xnid, yes, they can take another map for sure.
For me, it all comes down to, are the players still jacked up? Is it still up here, or did you now crash? Miles and Chance, let's find out.
Nothing has gone down. It's all still up. We're all still very, very much ready for this. And again, we're ready for a bit of Hacienda control. Chance, I actually have no idea where the zones are because no one ever lets me play it in ranked. And I wasn't going to go into a private match and figure that out myself. I'm not going to do it.
Well, it's a good thing you have me then, Miles. I know exactly where the zones are, and they're fun to set up. It's one of the weird ones where, like, the B zone might be easier to capture, even though it's a lot further away, because A can be a blender. But we did get to see LAG and C9 play it in the previous series, and it was a ton of fun as well. I would say with how, like, spawn trappy the map can be, it's those moments where everybody's actually out and about on the map. The teamwork has to be perfect. So that's why I think it's going to be a really fun look between these two teams of how much can the individual prowess, the pop-off potential of the Falcons. Is Xnid, the 50-bomb guy, going to go crazy? Is Dahum going to be Dahim for the map 3? Or Optic be able to contain these players? It's cheesy, but we do it. We got the chef's kiss.
We've got plenty of chef's kiss. And a possible chef's kiss moment here because, again, not that much Hacienda data for either team. So this could be a fantastic opportunity for the Falcons to steal a big victory away from Optic Texas. Same thing on the other side. The Optic Texas are always well rehearsed. They're very, very well versed on all the maps and modes we play here in the COD League. A professional team through and through. And yeah, we've got a bit of a mismatch here when it comes to the Vegas Falcons chance in the attack. It's the best team in the game and the worst team on attacking rounds.
Of course, though, these stats are overwhelmingly vault control, so Hasi will be a different look, but if you have a 1-in-9 record on attacks for a vault, well, that means the coordination in these moments where you're forced to hop on the objective in a certain way can be a little bit difficult to orchestrate, and I think Hacienda will be even more difficult on the attack than Vault is, so potentially bad signs there, but maybe Vegas will be helpful for it. Because again, even on the offensive end on Hasi, you just run like past 10 and you just constantly spawn them out like towards Vote or Def Spawn, and you can spawn kill relentlessly. So creating the moments is what you're going to be gunning for. But obviously the records tell a pretty distinct story.
Well, this story is being written as we run it. This is going to be a big one here again for the Falcons Optic to take the lead in the series as well. To Hacienda we descend for a game of control, folks. Of course, the A zone smack bang in the middle of the map. B out there by Tin. Looks like we're absolutely sending it.
Oh, yeah.
Are we going all the way around? We might be. I don't hate it.
I mean, well, it's like the least important part of the map in the sense that Optic off the rip didn't even bother to send anyone that direction at all because you just hit the one lane where there's no zones. But now you've done a full lap. It took you 30 seconds to get here, but you made it to the B zone.
You're in, and now you got to pinch. Deal with one side of it. Yeah, trades are there. Roxas got to go Grande. Cannot do it. Dashi finds his, and the second for Big Bruce. Zone safe for now. Dahum on the way up from spawn. Hey, if it works out, great. If it doesn't, tough. You got a couple more lives to throw. You got just under a minute.
Yeah, just that whole 30 seconds thing to hop on the objective is not ideal. Even for C9 and LAG, what we saw, a lot of opening breaks where just nobody watches the rock section of the map at all because yeah, you don't entirely need to, but now Dahum has made it to the zone. He's got Roxas here as his backup and wins the first gunfight. So the entry you were looking for, Dahum just needs a little bit of help though. And Hook's gonna fall, but in the meantime, so does he. We got a square up by the B zone.
B zone is still going, man. It has not stopped. The smoke has barely cleared the air. Enough of the frags over there. And a lot of work here being done by the Optic boys. Kenny, two on the outside. That is humongous. Dashi now pressing forward. The A zone not getting any love whatsoever. 20 seconds to go.
And good reads on the corner, I suppose. So there's the first two kills you were looking for. Dahum, even with the movement, able to get out with his life. So if you're the Falcons, you know at least Hook is going to be behind you. But then, of course, off spawn, you get caught trying to take a route, but you win the gunfights on the front. 12 seconds left on the clock. Falcons have made it to the zone.
Yeah, he's doing a lot of work there with the damage into Dahum as well. Now the first segment cleaned up. Nades from Shotzi unfortunately cleaned him up. And now Dahum, he and Xnid lay prone behind the safety of the trophy, and a big win out of Xnid. Second segment done. No, wait.
I was about to say by himself though, and his teammate does win the gunfight up top. Plazo Xnid just wants to buy a little bit of time for Roxas to help him out, and at least Roxas covers it, so now you know where you need to look on time, and Xnid reads the outer route, but he does get traded. Optic want them off this zone. Still a battle, 5 seconds to go.
Dahum sends it. No time. Doesn't hit the go button. Hungry for the push, hungry for the kill, and Optic off the point find themselves the time.
Yeah, and just one of those moments where Kenny's looking at it, he's like, you got the kill in 10. Why aren't you challenging? You're just a little bit behind on sort of making those heads up plays. And I mean, frankly, with all how things worked out, there's 5 seconds left on the clock towards the end. If they just didn't take that opening break, maybe could have had a little bit more time to work with, because when they were just battling through the front, they put up a good fight. That is for the opening breaks to be discussed later. Optic get their attempt at offense.
Well, the B zone got a lot of love there. 2 segments that will come with us into the sort of end of this map. Clear out the top side of dark, nobody home, so now we're going to make our way over towards the zone. Optic prowling the corridors. Shotzzy brought down by Wixel, all 4 dead.
And all 4 dead is the golden situation. Everybody sprint up, get control, trap him in there, spawn. Exnid, he's found his credit spot. He's good for 1, does get traded out, but he gets all that information. Optic flooding through towards B side. Dahoom's here for the trap. You get number 5, Wixel covering the right side as well. So this is the setup you're looking for, and that is 40 seconds burned off the game clock. Optic, no progress made.
Yeah, everyone's giving the A zone, you know, a wide berth, a dirty stick, if you will. No one's going for it. Easy way to stop the clock, easy way to buy some attention here. And Dahoom cleaned up off the point, Shotzzy with a slow cap now. He's got Hook covering him here. I was going to say, get on the point, mate. Dive on in. Coverage there. No, not going to last much longer. Shots from Shotzzy. First segment done.
And no trophies, though, by the looks of it, so he needs his teammates to come and help him out, and Kenny is there. Fantastic pre-fire to do some damage, and Shotzzy, here's the one-shot call out, and he pounces him, Kenny, and Hook. Nice little trifecta of teamwork in that moment. You keep the pressure up, you let Shotzzy continue to fry. There's a 5 spree, and there should be the B zone with it.
Maybe. We've still got Dahoom now trying to make the last-ditch attempt. Red, dead, dealt with. B zone in the bag. Hook's in your spawn. Because why not, boys and girls? Now we finally go to the A zone. Kenny finding his kills. 1:30 to play and a slight lead for the lives of Optic.
Yeah, and Optic just want to clear out Wixel, and then they'll be good to go. But Wixel leaves his mark on one side of the map, and Shotzzy falls on the other. But it's a Hook on one side of the base, it's Wixel on the other. It is spawn kills central. Which team is going to be the first to get out? And I think Optic are going to get it. Falcons have given up a ton of map pressure. And in the meantime, guys like Dashy trying to capitalize.
Oh, capitalize with a capital letter. Over the top, Kenny. Last man, a minute to go. Only 2 lives separating our teams. Map presence now being felt by the Falcons, pushing out towards Rockside. They've got themselves out by the archway either as well. Shots from Hook. As now you've got yourselves a little bit of a space to work with.
And if you're trying to learn how to play this map, if that A zone is any indication, if Hook's pulling out and aims off spawn, prepare for the ranged gunfights in the hallway. And it looks like Falcons came prepared. 3 down in the feed. It is only a Kenny behind you. And Exnid, his credit corners have been on point. He was ready for that flank.
Oh, wow. Dahoom, intel. Players making their way out through vines now over towards that B side of the map. Exnid still in his credit. Lets Kenny get by. Roxas from down low now with a little bit of attention. 15 seconds to go. Somebody has got to get on this and stop the clock. Kenny will be the man to do so. Trade's now nearly done. Are they able to catch any more players out? It's a guessing game. And you guess it, you lose it.
Oh. It's still Exnid, though. That's the last man standing. He has been over by that flat corner for the longest time, but I guess keeps his life long enough just to get Optic off the zone, and that is gonna do it. Last ditch effort, shut down. Back-to-back defensive wins. Falcons are on the board.
Yeah, it's a tough map. It's not an easy map to play control on. We also don't have a lot of reps on it either way, so Falcons, take what you can. Couple of giggles here, and a little bit of frustration there from Dash in the top right. But the Falcons certainly having their way with them in the defensive round. Still a sweat. Ooh, watch out to him. Swapping sides once more. Again, I've got no real idea the way this is going to go down. All the usuals are out the window. Again, for the Falcons, man, this is just a brilliant opportunity to steal a big map away from Optic.
I do not like when players are facing right. That to me looks like a Lambo hit. Dahoom and Exnid, 2 SMG players working the outer lane. Wixel and Roxas, the AR is going up top. They want to capitalize and get this all controlled. Look who's here to meet them. SMG square up towards the middle of the map. It is going to be a trade fest. Who comes out? Last man standing, Exnid. That is the 3 spree. That is pressure now for the Falcons.
He's got eyes on nearly everyone coming out of spawn. He could have caught those players coming through the boathouse. Dashy dips out. You're getting worried about the stun checks here. The boy boys are all going to go towards B on the attack. Hook's ankle spotted out. Dahum, a deep nade. Keeping Optic on their side of the map for a long time.
This is just a standoff battle. Exnid trying to keep everything contained, but ends up one shot, doesn't get traded out, wins the big one. His spree stays alive, and now you snap into position, go for the spawn kills, everybody else get to the zone.
He caught Hook, he had to push him back. The spawn trap is certainly here. A couple of players spotted out going left-hand side. Damage dealt. Exnid dancing, grooving, gunning. Hook down, 3 dead again.
He's roaring too. That's a lot of pumps, but that's because he's moving towards the spawn. Maybe an overheat of a moment, but you will take it and then some. You at least get that B zone. And you got a 6 life advantage as well. Falcons, they're bringing the heat.
Yeah, Dahum starting to heat up as well upstairs now, trying to get that lock back in. You had Optic pinned on their side of the map. No one was getting out. Falcons forward. Dahum, what a slide. Dashi eviscerated. Life lead for the Falcons. And now they've got a lot of position to work with.
And that Lambo spawn just gets opened up as well. So 3 players from Falcons, but you have Shotzi. He's cutting off basically 90% of the map in the spot he just played. And, well, the things that are open are more towards the hallways, more towards mid. So Shotzi just comes to his teammates. This is exactly where you need to look. And you can tell with the concussions, they know what the situation is. Optic staying ahead of the game.
Well ahead of the game now. It's coming up on being ahead of the kills slowly but surely. 1 minute 10 to go. No one has been able to make their way towards the A zone. Not a stack, not a single step. Shotzi, nice work again, patrolling the hill. Exnid knows he needs to get out of time. He's not going to be able to get onto that point. Slow things down in a big way. It's Optic, 1 kill away from tying up the life lead.
And Shotzi's just reading these players, right? He knows that Exnid was the guy that was over towards the zone, but he plays up top because he is not the one that is forced to move. But once he gets an opportunity to move, he finds himself a little palm tree. And again, he can just feed information, spots a guy in secret, gets a kill, and he might get traded, but he just got info on 3 players. Optic can snap into position, and you're losing the gunfights, but you still got Hook and Dashi alive, keeping the play going.
Dashi will be the next line of defense. He knows the boys are on the zone. Now, process of elimination. Last corner. Easy reads. Bit of a team shot there as well. 25 seconds to go. Optic still finding kills all over the place. Hook can't snap into that one. Wixel and the Falcons finding theirs wherever they go. Shotzi right back into lobby. Can he catch a few players? The dodges the knife! Can't get a second. Sensational moves in the final moments here. But you've got a man on A. Second segment. Done. No.
Oh,
wait.
Yeah, he wins the gunfight, though. He wins the gunfight just to keep the pressure up. That's what you're looking for. Basically no respawns remaining, but Exnid is still here. Gunfights in front of them. Falcons give you 2. Falcons give you 3, and they give you the round. Optic were handling them on defense for a minute straight, and they jumped when they needed the most. Ferocity coming from the Falcons. These boys can fly.
In Arabic, I believe it is Anahua, which is Anahua. I think Exley just said in the play cam, these boys are turned. They are very excited, as they should be. They have a round advantage here and at map point on control.
And, you know, in Call of Duty, we sort of have the talking point always of like all these old players in the league, 28, you're ancient, you're a veteran at this point. It's not like players at that age really slow down. Their reaction time's the same. It's about the passion. And right now, age doesn't matter. If you have passion, you got something good going for you. And Falcons have that in spades. They don't have the opening kills to the break, though. Optic jump all over the hallways, working their way over towards both these zones. Falcons, a lot of problems to solve.
Good luck solving these problems. You caught at least one player out there, but Kenny is now just dancing through the kill feed. Nice work. He and Hook getting theirs. Excellent trying to catch up these players on the capture at B. And he doesn't. And now we're doing laps. We'll let everyone go by. I mean, this is pure chaos. Hacienda is a weird one, man.
Oh, when he put his gun on single fire mode, and he still gets the kill.
I told you.
Exit is built different.
He just single tapped his way through. Like, this is nuts, man. The whom? Here comes the Chow. You read it, but it didn't matter. Hook had the hit points. Now you've got a lot of presence on B. Second segment clearing up. We're going to get that capture done any minute now. Kenny's got himself a corner. Nice reads, though, from the Falcons. They're like, dude, we know the credit spots. We run them on this map. B zone gone. Here we go.
Yeah, it doesn't make a difference though, right? That cruddy spot is just being played for like sort of containment. Doesn't matter if you die, you got 3 players on the zone and a 6-life lead. And Optic have been pretty consistent. They're not like going too heavy for the spawn traps, but they're constantly flooding AR players like out over towards office and try to handle like the outskirts of the map. So Optic are looking to funnel these players in. Meanwhile, Hook on a 5. You see what happens when you feed this guy some information. It's his happy place.
It's a little quiet for now because the Falcons have done their best to avoid him. They've got options when it comes to making their way out of spawn. Good timing, good shots, great stuff. Hook, the last man alive for his team at this moment in time. So Optic's attack, I mean, Hook is still on the run and he still has himself, a little bit of work towards the Hellstorm. But at this moment in time, just stay alive.
Yeah, and this mini-map is hell, though. Awkward timings going on every section of the map. Shotzi and Roxas run past each other out towards fences. Hook continues just to dominate, though, towards the middle of the map. Don't have to get the hard reads when you snap like that, I suppose. And that is a 7 spree. He's got Shotzi on the zone, and that's 3 down in the feed. Now you spawn kill.
I mean, it took a long time. It took a while, but you've got yourself halfway through A now. Hook lets them all through. Time to pick up the pinch. Time to get those kills. His teammates are getting traded out on the zone. You've got 2 segments done. A contest. And there we go. Shotzi's 2 might have sealed the deal. This should be round 5 on its way. Last-ditch attempt. Hook finds the kill. And that is going to be the round 5. Here we go.
You get the kill, you get the cruise, you get the round, you get the round 5. That is a lot of things going right from Hook. I'm assuming his comms were on point as well about all those players getting past, and I don't know if that was the intentional design to put a little bit more pressure on your teammates to deliver just so you can play for the cruise, but well executed in the end nonetheless. And you see Shotzi just hanging out in a corner. The dynamic between him and Hook has been a really fun thing to watch, as has this match. Round 5, cruise missile in their hands. Vegas Falcons continue to have problems to solve, but even when the pressure's been on, I mean, they've had some ice.
Will they have any more? A 9 spree from Hook. We'll see this continue, presumably. Nobody home there by Rock, so we're going over towards the A side of the map for the first time here, and an attacking round. Falcons trying something a little different, and it's not worked out so far. Kenny's opening kill, and Hook on a big old wrap. So we might be able to get ourselves in along towards this other side for a sec, but Shotzi there takes care of the Hoom. Hook back at it on the prowl. We are roaming now towards the spawn of the Falcons.
And this is just trust, right? If his teammates like have everything, he knows he's just looking for the kills. That is number now 10 in a row, and a perfectly timed flank to be able to pick up 2. So that is Hook. Instead of being bloodthirsty and hunting down kills and chasing red dots, goes and makes just a heads up play, clears out the zone, and now look at the mini map from Optic. I mean, you know the pressure's over towards Rock. The ARs are posted in the back. I mean, Hook is just flooding everybody in through these hallways, and Shotzi gives you 2 before he falls. Hook looking to be here for the pickups, and his spree finally comes to an end.
It's good comms again out of the Falcons. They managed to identify those hits, and Hook's spree finally dealt with. Another corner. Another opportunity for a trade battle now, or will it be a trade? Yeah, Roxas gets it. Now it was the B side of the map. Hook's back off spawn, back in a position, dashing on the coverage here. No one should be able to get too close to B. This has been a great defensive round from Optic, and again, this is to take the lead in this series. Kenny and Dashi get their kills. Roxas now pinned and dealt with. Dashi's 2 might spell doom. The last hopes here for the Falcons as they fly forward into Shotzi. Here comes the wave, and he's dealt with them, holding them at bay. He doesn't need the kills because Hook's gonna find it with the cruise. That's the map, that's the round, and that is the lead for Optic Texas.
Icing on the cake, man. Taking care of business, and that is on point. That is quite literally just like 2 good plays being made on the map from Optic, and you just get complete control, and things are easy from there. The Hook flank at the start of the round to clear out the B zone sets you up, and then breaking through a second time, and Kenny getting behind enemy lines and picking up 2 as well. Optic take care of business. It got a little bit mixy, but that might be the name of the game on Hacienda Control.
Yeah, and then you get to pump the brakes, you get to find a corner, and you turn it into a very slow map, and you really do burn the clock. Because you're seeing the spawns, the deepest spawns you can possibly have on the attacking team. To get to either one of those zones is such a nightmare. You have to secure B. You have to have some top presence. Otherwise, you cannot get near the A side of the map. So, lessons learned there, folks, for these Hacienda Control games. Hopefully, you can take some of that into ranked. And Falcons, maybe down a man here in the stat screen. Sorry, you're back. But they did a great job there to force that final few moments. Optic, great composure, a big win. And now to Skyline we go, folks. This is going to be a banger.
And the most confusing thing about, well, let's talk about Skyline, I suppose, in a second. Just look at the highlights. And I mean, honestly, pretty good looks from both teams, setting up the spawn traps in a few different ways on the offensive and defensive ends. And obviously, a lot of different looks, even on just the opening break. So Hacienda, I think, is going to bring out a lot of different looks from a lot of different teams. But ultimately, on offense, you're just looking for those big moments. It can be so difficult to orchestrate those A-zone hits. Someone's going to have to make a miraculous play, but different players taking turns, able to lock it down. And I still can't get over that single tap fire kill. I hate when that happens. It's rare, but it'll get you.
It happens, man. And the other tap, 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 tap. There are certain weapons in COD history, especially in the last few games, that when you do put on single tap, they have a bit of increased damage. A lot of the DMRs do that. I wonder, is this some untapped meta that we've not really discussed or thought
Absolutely
about?
not. Definitely not. No, it was a mistake.
It was a mistake, but who knows, man? I'm trying to build a narrative. We're starting to have a conversation. We're all putting our single taps on for the final round of S&D for the goodies. All right, well, either way, folks, the final few moments of that map were absolutely explosive. Kudos again to Optic Texas for bringing the noise, getting those big comebacks, and now going into the Skyline hardpoint with a lead. Chance, everyone's pretty hot, right? Everyone's feeling very warmed up now. I think confidence is still pretty key for the Optic boys, but at this point in time, the Falcons, we get to test the resolve a little bit. You guys had a solid advantage, had a solid bit of work to be done after the huge win there in the S&D. Can you come to Skyline and actually find the dub, force the game 5?
Well, this is a super unknown quality for the Falcons team, because they've had one of the strangest things that I think we've seen this year. They were spamming Skyline hardpoint at the start, and they were running 3 ARs the entire time. King of Bood was stuck as a lone SMG on the fastest paced map we may have ever had in competitive Call of Duty history. So it doesn't make any sense. And I'm thinking, okay, maybe the other Falcons players, just all of them perma-run ARs, they just can't run SMGs, until I watch XNID drop a 50 bomb with the Jackal, so they could do it. I don't know if they're going to make the adjustment on Skyline, but the fact that XNID absolutely can run it without any issues, and you have 2 new players on the squad, to whom as well as Witch running an SMG, popping off from time to time. So I just think with the SMG prowess alone, Falcons are going to have better odds on this map.
Hey, let's run with it. That's a strong narrative, and that's a strong starting point to get ourselves into this one. I've just seen the updates for Season 2, by the way, folks. Disabling crossplay. Oh, we'll get to that in a minute. Hook and Shotzi, though, talking about the SMGs. This is how map 1 went for the boys, who, of course, did get the dub, but Hook was the man. 39 and 18, 4K damage. We'll see if he can keep that going on a very spicy map like Skyline.
Yeah, I think he had maybe 3 different 5 sprees, plus and then some on the Vault hardpoint. He goes on a 10 spree on the Hacienda control. So, yeah, I mean, if you're looking for a show, Hook is going to be the player in this series to watch. And it's sort of one of those series, you know? If Falcons have a reputation of being either a much more aggressive team, or they create these weird timings, it can be a bit more chaotic. That's Hook's bread and butter. That's what he lives for. He drops into the chaos at challengers, and a week goes by and everybody goes, he might be the best player in the game. This is the environment for him, and Skyline, the perfect map to breed this sort of thing as well. So gonna be fun indeed. Hook versus the world in the brand new SMGs of Falcons. Match that pace.
Again, it feels like the same situation we saw there on Hacienda, where what does Hook do? He just walks through the halls. He takes on these comers one by one, like some sort of John Wick character, just facing anyone, not missing a bullet. Same thing on a Skyline hardpoint, nearly impossible to do. We'll find out, folks. Strong search and destroy, strong game of control, and now another opportunity in a hardpoint. Where does our series go from here? Optic match point. Falcons to force the game 5.
And the true test of a good Skyline team, because obviously when things get mixy, you just have to handle it. But when you actually get these full setups on times, how much can you actually milk out of it? Because that's a beautiful start. There's Exit with the Jackal in hand, giving you 3. That's exactly what you need him for. And this is a dreamy situation as far as a P1 goes.
It's been the day of the Jackal and the morning of the Jackal. The first life here from Exnid has been sensational. His boys with full hardpoint control. They're not going to be able to account for Shotzi on the Raptor. That's going to get him off the time for now, and again, Exnid staying alive very, very well. 5-0. Give his boys a lot of time off the opening break.
Now we sort of vibe back for position again. You got the Falcons players spawning on the left side of the map. So obviously the attempt to set up towards P2. Hook is going to be waiting in the wings, and good lord, that's a gunfight.
6-1. P2 soon to be open for business. And that's another one from Shotzi. Good work. Backside now a little safer. Is he doing the route? Yeah, he is. He's gone all over the place. Difficult to deal with, difficult to contend with. And to whom? Can you find at least one here on the opener? The answer is no. Shotzi with another great kill. 4 now in a row on this hard point.
Man, shout out to Shotzi for literally doing that himself, winning his team the break. You got to keep the pressure up, though, because Xnid, maybe the heavyweight battle we're having between these two players, trying to keep things alive. The pressure through the front, though, Shotzi, gonna read it. There's a 7 spree. Now the front man, he'll bait for you, too, if you need. Shotzi, he'll do it all.
He's doing the time as well. Whoa, he was a bullet away. Xnid's 2-piece now as the Falcons have overwhelmed the hard point. Better late than never with 20 seconds left to add here. Xnid down the route. We are doing laps around Skyline, folks. More time here, still to be played for. This clock has been stopped at 4:20, and it will most likely not be coming down to the game clock in this map. Multi-kills all over the place. New hard point in kitchen. Optic there.
Xnid might, I mean, it's super early on. If this dude just keeps the same pace, which I expect him to do, he might break his own kill record. 13 kills for 2 hills is absurd. And this dude is obviously playing with all the confidence in the world. It's a long-awaited pinch. Does he time it out with his teammates? Maybe well enough, and there's the final one to roll through. So a little bit of pressure here for the Falcons, but they're working through the front. It is still a difficult situation.
Wixel, what a kill from Dashi up close with he and Kenny. Break the hard point together. 35 seconds left on this one. Roxas off spawn. Can't get a single thing going, and Kenny, he's taking a route to pick these players up off of spawn. Xnid will be up next.
Oh, look at those.
Green for Optic Texas. Pressure towards the new hard point as well, and Dashi's finding the kills.
Oh, this is a nightmare of a mini-map, and I think Vegas should come out on top. There you go. You got 3 players in the back, and to whom gives you the 2 kills. So I think Kenny maybe ended up on the wrong side of the map, blocking spawns when he didn't want to, but something slipped through. But these are the Skyline moments I'm talking about. When you get a full setup around P4, how much time can you milk out of it? You are down by 14. Can you deliver?
Wixel, tremendous pressure and exceptional shots from Dashi to pick him off the back patio there. So now you go right into it. Hook's looking for an angle, looking for a route here. You've still got a nice bit of kills there, and what a coverage from Wixel across the map. He's got himself the top catwalk. Dashing out forward. Can he peel the hoop? No, he can't. He gets washed from the bathtub. 40 seconds to go here, and nice work from Shotzi. You get him off the time for a second. Counter-attack opportunity here, and the minimap is absolute pandemonium. It's white and green all over the place. Hook snipes his way through. The Whom up next. Might be able to get 1. There's no way he gets 2. As Hook's there for the point. Optic with a break.
And that's what an interesting hill as well, because it sort of starts off with Wixel, the most important guy in that power position, like losing the spawns for his squad. They battle back for a brief moment, but it's Optic who end up coming out from this hill effectively even, which means they're victorious. You take the opportunity towards P4. Falcons go into it down by 13, and that same difference in the score is still there. And I mean, even on a rotation, it's Hook here first.
Roxas, he and Xnid now trying to make entry towards the hard point. You can see from the sky view there's a lot of space here in this hard point, but that's a clean 4 down from Optic Texas. See where the white arrows were there from the Falcons, trying to get a cheeky contest. Shotzi says, no thanks, lads. Instant kill, instant nade over towards the top AC hop. As Dashi and P2 now doing what he can hold on this side of the map. It's only him as he battles the world.
For sure. Tough spawns to read as well, but this is a good look at what an AR player has to do when you're losing the gunfight. You care so much more about the spawns. You got to stay alive, but eventually it is just overwhelming. Too many Falcons players near the zone, and we'll see how long they last for. Xnid continues his prowess. He's got 18 so far, and Falcons maybe lose out on a little bit of P1 scrap time, but 3 players set up in and around P2. Another opportunity to get some big points.
Beautiful work, Shotzi from the zip straight into the feed. Nice shots there from the hip. Is he going to go for the second? No, easy reads. Seeing his boys. Oh, absolute turn. Tries to shoot his teammates in the back. I've done that many, many times. Shotzi. Easy read on a Wixel. Now trying to catch these players out towards New as well. But oh my word, the timing. He versus Xnid. An easy one. Beautiful stuff there from Optic Texas. Still holding on. Vegas Falcons now. Duolingo at the ready, folks. Let's go for a listening.
كيتشن صام
كيتشن واحد قدم يمين واحد قدم
بيجيك فوق يلا يا عيال بحترك يلا
واحد فوق للحين صام الفوق داشي صام الفوق
دبيان
حلوه الغدره حلوه باقيين كيتشن تعالوا كيتشن ثلاثه
يلا كيتشن
كيتشن الغدره علي يا عيال لا تطلعون الغدره
انا رسمت
في واحد غدره في واحد الغدره اي جراح بيقلب انا اشوف يمين انا اشوف يمين ها داش يمين واحد بروح من النص يا عيال فك النص هد يمين باقي النص شل خوي بيان وجد واحد انا اشوف بيان وراك
جسر ثاني جسر بيانو ماسكين حدين
اي فوق
وان شوت يمين
بطلع ما اشوف البار في واحد بيانو لازم نطلع يسار في واحد بي 1 الظاهر يا عيال
يلا
في واحد بي 1 داش بيانو
Not a word, but I did hear a lot of mid, and I did hear a lot of gym. So some English now creeping into the Falcons vocabulary when it comes to COD callouts, folks. I'm seeing a lot of pumps, Chance. A lot of pumps.
Yeah, listen, man, I'm worried Sid might have opened up a old can of worms, as it were, but not my job to figure that one out. My job is to call the game, and Optic making my job very easy. 80-point lead. They have dominated P3. They have dominated this rotation, and the P4 hold thus far has been perfect. Doom looking to be the entry man. You slide into death. Your boy's not quite there for the trades. Or maybe Roxas is. He gives you 2, so maybe a little bit of life, but a long way to go. Optic Texas just have a sizable lead.
A sizable 20 points, though, here. We're going to put the Falcons at 140 plus. This might be what you need. Shotzzy looking to slow down that hit. Oh, my goodness. From the hip, straight into the point. The next 10 could be great. No, it looks like the Falcons are still going to get that one. Hook over by the top side of the minimap. He's going to find himself a couple more kills. Nice work there with a stun. A 2-piece he'll be happy to take. Doesn't pick up on the player in gym. So again, absolute madness here on Skyline.
And accident does get traded, so the one player that sort of slipped through does get cleaned up, and this is efficient work. Gotta say for Shotzzy, you gotta love when the concussions land perfectly at your feet, or at least in front of the feet of the enemy. Down low, he continues to dance. Falcons clear Optic mostly off the board, but Hook was the last one alive, and he gives you the first kill on the push, so Falcons still gonna have to fight just to keep things even. Desperation effort now on this P1.
Doom trying to do it alone, and he took a lot of AR rounds there from both Dashi and Kenny. Still plenty of time here to be had. Quick contest. Shotzzy manages to get in and steal it from the very top side. Wixel there on the immediate trade. I mean, a moment like that, it's just panic. You have to deal with the man. He pulls the entire setup apart alone. All those white skulls now across the map as Skyline riddled with members of the Falcons. Optic setting themselves up for the win right here and now.
Yeah, this might end up being a scoreboard for the Falcons where all 4 players end up negative. So that just means you got taken to task. It was a hot start from Xnid, but Optic Texas, they ice them out in the respawns. Really indestructible in the hardpoint game mode we saw in the 1 and 4 there from Optic and the Hacienda. Might have been Mixie. That final defense was as good as it is gonna get there from Optic. So maybe just talk over the Volta S&D, figure out the 1 or 2 rounds that didn't go well. How did they keep clutching when we were getting these bomb plants down? But other than that, efficient series coming out from Optic Texas. They continue to improve their record, add 10 extra CDL points to the pile. Maybe throw on some good stats as well. Shotzzy and Dashi having an absolute field day there on Skyline.
They didn't really miss a beat again from that first map. There was Vault was something from Hoog at 26 and sit 15 there, 33 and 18 out of Shotzzy. Some machine gun players there for Optic doing exactly what you would hope of them. Big Bruce had a nice game too at that 32 and 21, but glorious work there from Optic. handled business as usual. This time, though, a far closer hardpoint. Again, it feels like the staying power there from the Falcons boys ran out on the second set. Things were looking good, and they just could not keep pace. A very, very clear differential there in our second set of hardpoints. Towards the end of third, just game, flatlining a little bit. But there we go, folks. That's the series. Optic, 10 more points. The Falcons, a lot of good looks there. And again, the S&D outside of that, nice stuff on the control. Hacienda, I mean, how many more Haciendas are we going to see in the season?